Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here, and welcome back to the Knife Operating Room. Our patient today is going to be the Reeve Knives Large Inkosi. The Reeve knives are some of the very few knives on the market today where the manufacturer actually sends the tools required to disassemble and maintain the knife, as well as some other goodies. So Reeve knives, they're known for sending their own fluorinated grease and some thread lock or some Loctite right here. So I'm going to move that to the side because I'm not going to use it today, but they include these really nice Allen keys for disassembling the knife. So we're just going to get right down into it, and we're going to start taking the knife apart. Now I just tightened that up a little bit, and you can see I made it too tight. So I'm going to start taking this apart here. You lock your two Allen keys in like this, and you can just start taking the pivot out. Very easy. I'm really thankful that they include these tools. You know, the fit is perfect, so you're not using the wrong size ever, so your risk of stripping things out is very low. And Reeve Knives uses very high quality materials when they're doing this. So one side is the pivot and one side is the screw. So the screw came out. I'm going to take out the body screw over here, which uses this smaller Allen key. And the torque is absolutely perfect on that for being able to take it out. So that's great. These knives are known for being very easy to disassemble, and it's certainly falling into that for me. So I'm going to have to take this apart now as well. This also uses the smaller size. This is the fixed stop pin. You see they did have some thread locker in there, but even with that thread locker, with these tools, you're able to disassemble the knife very easily. Awesome. Very, very awesome. Okay, so this thing should start coming apart now. Yeah, I feel it now. Disengage the lock. Let's see. Haven't actually done this yet, so I'm interested to know what the best technique for doing this is. Maybe not that. Maybe if I push the pivot out. Yeah, that'll help. There we go. Out comes the blade and the big washers. Okay. Just need to get this off over here. There it goes. That released. All right. And there we go. So now we see the internals of the large Inkosi here. Check out that massive stop pin right there. Let's see this. Look how huge that stop pin is. That's really impressive. It's got a bunch of grease on the inside here. We can see the phosphor bronze washers and just how big they are and how much more surface area they cover now. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the Reeve cloth. This is from an old 25 that I used to have. To clean this guy off a little bit, just kind of wipe it down. I'm not going to do a full deep clean here because the knife isn't all that dirty. And it seems to be pretty well lubed right now, so I'm not going to be overly aggressive. It looks like this will just fit right there. Yeah, that's right. That'll hold a whole lot of lube right there. I like how it works its way around the stop pin. It gives you another point of fixation right there. Stabilization. That's pretty neat. This is clean. It's pretty nice. It's not too bad in there. Wipe some of this off. Clean off some of that dust. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to clean this all. I've decided I'm going to do a deep clean, but I don't have enough time in my video. So I'm going to pause it right here and come right back. And we're back. So I went ahead and cleaned out everything. What you can see now is the phosphor bronze washers, the blade, the internals all cleaned out. It all looks really nice. It's very, very well done. We're going to go ahead and start putting this guy back together. So first thing I'm going to do is put that pivot back in like we had it. Now, Reeve Knives includes its own grease, so that's really, really nice. There are other forms of fluorinated grease out there available for purchase, but you want to use the one that they include, at least up until you run out of it. So this one has kind of a smooth side and a not so smooth side. I'm going to put that smooth side towards the blade. That's probably the side that's been worn in, so I'm going to put a little bit of their grease here in each one of these. So this sometimes happens. You guys tell me about what your experience is. I get some of this weird greasy stuff. There we go. Yeah, some little liquidy stuff comes out before the real grease comes out. So why don't you guys tell me about what your experience is with that? What is that stuff, and is it helpful? Am I supposed to shake this before I use it? I'm just going to put a whole glob of this stuff because there was a whole bunch in there when I first opened it up. You guys saw that. There we go. Lots of goop. Lots of goop. Okay. And we'll just see how that plays out. I'm sure a whole bunch of it will squeeze out and I'll have to clean it up for weeks, but you know, it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and put the blade on here. Actually, maybe I can put some of that here on the actual pivot too. Get that really lubed up. Okay. Tight tolerances here, very tight tolerances. As with all Chris Reeve knives. I wonder. Nope. There it goes. It's just that's how good those tolerances are. It's that hard for me to get it on there. That's totally no fault of the knife. It is completely operator error. So I'm going to put this guy on, put some grease on this side here. I don't know if that's coming out right. Some of it's chunky, some of it's not. Is it supposed to be the chunky stuff that I use or this liquidy stuff? I don't really know. There we go. Maybe somebody can enlighten me about that a little bit. Getting through this video though. Okay. So now you can see how that shouldered stop pin fits into the whole scheme of things. Let's make sure everything else is lined up. Disengage the lock bar. All right, let's see. I think this side is going to have to go on first because of the larger pieces. So that certainly is a tight fit, guys. There it goes. That's incredible. Those tolerances are so nice. You can really see that. There we go. Snapping into place. Everything sounds really solid and nice. You got to appreciate that. Go ahead and start slowly putting this together. Pivot still has some of that Loctite on there. Leave it engaged while you screw it in. Keeps that from spinning quite as much. Alright, we'll fix that in a second. Put the body screws back in with the small guy. Okay. Come on, go in. Such tight tolerances. Nothing slides in. It doesn't just kind of wobble in. And I've noticed in a lot of screws on a lot of knives, you can totally just there's a lot of play to how the screw fits into the screw head or to the shaft there. And with these, the tolerances are so tight. So let me go ahead and pause it again. I'm going to get this knife tuned up and we'll come right back. And just like that, the knife is back together and now perfectly tuned. So the one thing about this knife that was going to take some time, I knew, is adjusting the pivot. So it's actually quite easy. The tolerances are so good. Once you get it lined up, there's really no off center once you get the knife in the right position. So you can really loosen that pivot a good amount to the point where you can flick it open relatively easily with the thumb stud right there. And so that's the real joy of the Inkosi over the 25. I could never really get the 25 to this level of smoothness without some blade play. But here, this thing has no blade play. When I disengage the lock, there's no blade play whatsoever. So that's the one thing I really enjoy about this Inkosi. So thanks you guys for watching this knife surgery video, this takedown and maintenance of this large Inkosi from Chris Reeve. Tell me what you thought of the video down below. Tell me what you think of this knife down below. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Dr. Frunkey. Click like and subscribe to my channel right here. And I'll bring you some more knife surgery videos sometime in the near future. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, take care.